Dragon Ball Z fans, anime buffs, nerds and geeks at large, come here. It's time for us to have a little conversation. Because in the last, I don't know, maybe 2 to 3 years, maybe even since Dragon Ball Super ended, I don't know where this whole slander for Dragon Ball Z or the Dragon Ball series came from, but it needs to stop right now. But Dragon Ball Z is not even that good of an anime, bro. It's not even top 5. It's the same story, lather, rinse, and repeat. And don't get me wrong, you are 110% entitled to your own opinion. It's okay for you to like or dislike something based off of your own personal preference. And I'm going to keep it a buck with y'all. Dragon Ball Z isn't even my favorite anime of all time. It's in my top 2. My number 1 favorite anime of all time is Yu Yu Hakusho. But to try to dump on Dragon Ball Z or try to discredit Dragon Ball Z in any way, shape, or form just to be edgy, it's completely ridiculous. It's corny. And I'm going to tell y'all this right now. If you dislike Dragon Ball Z just because it's popular, you're no different than everybody else who was dumping on anime pre-2000s. And I'm pretty sure that if I scour the corners of the earth, that I can find a better anime out there that's more entertaining, better art style, better character development, and better story. I'm pretty sure that I could. But there's one thing that nobody on this earth can deny, who is a Dragon Ball Z or anime fan in general, is the influence and the impact that this series has had. Now, my furthest memory of first seeing Dragon Ball Z goes back to about 1996, 1997, when it was on the Fox Kids network, but it didn't really reach wide audiences like that until 1998 when it was picked up by Toonami, Cartoon Network. And then it didn't really explode or get mainstream popularity until the early 2000s. That's when everybody started tuning in. And one thing, and this is what stuck and what resonated with me, is what Dragon Ball Z means to me, is the cultural impact that it made. And this is what makes Dragon Ball Z near and dear to my heart, is what it means to me, and hell, what it means to the urban community. Because Dragon Ball Z has done something that no anime before, and you could argue after, that any other anime has done before. It brought nerds and hood ninjas together. And not just even that. It's the fact that it brought so many different people of so many different backgrounds together. Whether you were white, black, Asian, Hispanic, Christian, Muslim, Jew, atheist, straight, gay, bisexual, transgender, old or young. Whatever the hell your background is or whatever you identify as. I mean, we can all have all kinds of differences from here until the next day. But one thing we all had in common is that we love Dragon Ball Z. So whether you were a geek or whether you were a cool kid or whatever the hell you identified as, you were a fan of DBZ, and that's one thing that we all bonded over. But I'm going to keep it a buck with y'all. The cool kids, they had to be closet fans, and the geeks like myself, we were open fans about it. But I just had to get that off my chest. Regardless of whether you think the series is good or not, that's fine. But you can't deny the cultural impact. So, thank you, Akira Toriyama.